Good morning everyone and welcome to this first webinar about Valsir BIM solution. This is Paolo Leonesio. I'm an engineer from the technical department of Valsir. Before starting and while we wait to others to join us, I would like to spend a couple of words about who is Valsir. Valsir is an Italian cutting-edge company, leaders in providing solutions for thermohydraulic application. We are located in the north of Italy, more or less between Milan and Venice, close to Garda Lake. And we manufacture all our product in Italy, but we distribute all our made in Italy product all around the world. If you look at our main product in our catalog, you will find wastewater solution with a focus on acoustic performance, water supply system, our PEX pipe and multi-layer pipes, our gas supply system, our new entire system for heat recovery and ventilation, the HRV, or for example our solution for the drainage of the rainwater in Siphonic, our rain place, where we follow the entire design of the project till the supply of the material for you. If you want to know more about who is Valsir, you can check out our website in www.valsir.it. There you will find our company profile and all the information about our product. And if you want to ask us something, please contact us through email or with a phone call and we'll give you all the information that you need. But in today's webinars, we are going to talk about BIM. So we will do an overview about what is BIM and why it's so innovative, and then a deep focus on one of our solutions for BIM. Before starting, if you have any question during the webinar, feel free to write it down in the comment, and then at the end of the presentation, I will answer to all of your questions. So now, without any further ado, let's start with the presentation by asking ourselves a question. What is BIM? Differently from what a lot of people may think, BIM is a process, is a new process of development, the construction of a building, is a new philosophy, a new approach of the development. Literally, is the acronym of Building Information Modeling. By following a BIM approach, you take into consideration all and the entire life cycle of a building, starting from the conceptual phase, where the designer or the architecture design the concept of your building, and through all the development of the structure of the building, the system that you have inside your building, during the life, when you have the maintenance, and reaching the end, when you can have a renovation of your building or even a demolition. By following the BIM philosophy, you try to improve the synergy amongst all the stakeholders involved in a development of a building. In a traditional way of development, what you have are different professionals that independently they develop their project. So we have, for example, the structural engineer developing the core, the structural core of the building, and then we have maybe the MEP designer designing all the system inside a building. But they don't talk between each other, so this can lead during the construction phases to drawbacks, and those drawbacks can lead to delays and extra cost. But by using a BIM approach, you try to improve the coordination amongst all the stakeholders, and by doing so, you cut off the delays, the extra cost, and you can save money. If we take a look now at both the images, you can see that the building, the entire building, is now the center of our development. In a traditional way, what we mainly have are two-dimensional plan view made by different professionals for different systems. We have the plan view for the structural engineer, then the plan view for the MEP designer, made mainly with vectorial software. Can be, for example, AutoCAD from Autodesk, and if you overlap all those plan views, you can see an imagery result of your building. But by using the BIM approach, we have now to use different software, parametric software that allow us to have, in the end, a real digital avatar of our building. And in order to create this digital avatar, you need models to insert in your project. And here is where companies like Valsir came in help of the designer providing these models. So let's take a look about all Valsir BIM solution. Going in our website www.valsir.it/software, you will find all our solution for BIM. For those that are already familiar with BIM, you can see that most of our solutions are mainly for Revit. Revit is a software from Autodesk, and it is the most used software in our market share, the MEP designing. So we decided to develop most of our solution for this software. But as you can see, we have another solution for another software, which is Plankalnova, because we always keep an eye open on the market request. The first solution that we have is an entire range of families for Revit. So we have all our product families in Revit for your project, and we start to develop those families in 2014. We develop all the models internally in order to achieve two main advantages. The first one is to be able to provide to the client a fast and quick response if they have any question or problem by using our models. And the second one is to be able to keep up to date all our product in the catalog. The second solution that we have is a tool for Revit called Product Line Placer. It allows you to insert directly inside your project all the system and loadable family without load them one by one as you should do in a traditional way. This will be a topic of the next webinar about Valsir solution for BIM, hosted next week by my colleague Engineer Donati. So stay tuned if you are interested in it. The third solution that we have is another tool for Revit called Clip Tool. We decided to develop this solution because thanks to the feedback from the user that they were using our family, we found out that in their design, for example, for a waste system, all the pipes were flying inside the project. That's because the bracketing system were missing. Because add a clip around the pipe, it's a really hard and time-consuming process. And so to help them, we decided to develop this tool that automatically insert all the bracketing system inside your project. Also, this tool will be a topic of the next webinar, so if you are interested in it, stay tuned. The last solution that we have, as already mentioned, is for another software, Plankalnova, where we develop an entire range of families for this software. Unfortunately, this won't be a topic of this series of webinars, so if you have any question about this topic, feel free to contact us and we will be glad to answer you back and provide all the information you need on this topic. So now let's focus on the first solution, our Revit models. We mentioned that in order to create the digital avatar of the building, we need models, and the same is also for MEP designer to design their system. They have two different solutions. They can use the standard models developed by the software house, or they can use Valsir models. So let's do a quick comparison between those two categories. If we take a look about the easiness of the use, both get a positive evaluation. That's because by using the standard models, you can create an entire full system without any problem, because the software house developed their models in order to give you a full user experience with their software. So we develop our models taking the positive aspects of standard models in order to provide you the same user experience. So with Valsir models, you can create a complete system without any problem. But if we go deeper inside the comparison, and we can see that with a standard model, we don't have a matching with a real item, because we are using a digital item developed by the software house just to give you the chance to do a complete user experience. So you don't have anything more. But by using our Valsir models, you have a matching with a real item, because you are sure that if you are inserting a product of our families, you are inserting a real product that you will find on the market. And this allows you to have a complete list of all the products that you have inserted. And since we are using a real item, we have also a lot of different technical and commercial information attached. So you have a sort of full technical sheet of all the products that you have inserted in your project. Things that you don't have with a standard model because it's just a digital item developed by the software house. And using a real product allows you also to do what is called the clash detection. By using a standard model, you are not sure about the real dimension of the real item that will be installed on site during the construction phase. But by using Valsir models, you are sure that the geometry and the dimension of the digital item are the same of the real product, so you can also check for any interference between the system and the main structure, for example, and avoid delays to solve this kind of problem. Now let's go deep inside which kind of information you will find in our models. As already mentioned, we have a really high level of details in the real geometry of the item, so you are sure that the dimension of the digital item are the same of the real product. And then we have a list of information, because if you remember, BIM, it means Building Information Modeling. We have commercial information such as the commercial name, the product code, but also a lot of technical information like the field of application of our item, or the noise level that you can achieve. For example, here we are looking at wastewater fitting, or the limit of pressure and temperature, and so on. But it's not only that. If you remember, BIM, it means Building Information Modeling, so more information we have is better. If we take a look at this hydro fitting, which is a fitting for a water supply, we have the same information as before, but if you look at the last two rows, you can find other information. In this case, are information about the tools that you need for install this particular fitting. If you remember, by following a BIM approach, we have to take into consideration all the life cycle of our building. So even the life of the building itself, where you have to do maintenance. So once you have the as-built of your construction, you can give the digital avatar of your building to the maintenance manager. And he will be able to know, by checking the products inside the system, which tools he will require to do the maintenance of all the system of the building. Inside our family, we have also a lot of editable parameters and presetting to optimize the way you use them. Editable parameters, for example, here we are looking at a flashing cistern, because when you are on site with the real product, you can adjust the item according to the type of installation that you have. For example, you can change the depth of installation, you can change the angle of the waste pipe, and you can do the same also with our digital family and models, because you can change those editable parameters in a fixed range, which is the real range that you can change also with the real product. For example, for the flashing cistern, we can change the depth of the installation, we can change the length and the angle of the waste pipe, we can change the length of the legs of our flashing cistern, and so on. Inside our families, we have also a lot of presetting to optimize it. So we have preset schedule of materials, for example, then we have preset routing configuration, and so on. We are now going to see a couple of videos about this topic. The first one is about our editable parameters. So we are inside the Revit environment. We have three different views. We have a plan view, a sectional view, and a 3D views. We've just inserted our flashing cistern, and on the right you can see all the different properties and editable parameters of this particular fitting. So now we are changing the host distance input, which is the depth of the installation. In this way we can optimize the thickness of our wall, and this is important because you can change it according to a real installation. If you think about a particular installation of a flashing cistern, that could be a back-to-back toilet, it's important to be able to know how to optimize the flashing cistern model in order to also optimize the thickness of your wall. At the same way, we can also change the angle of the waste pipe, we can change the length of the waste pipe, and in this way we will be able to check if the waste system will fit inside the slab. Another things that we can change is the length of the legs to reach, for example, the structural slab in our project. Then when we finish the optimization of the model, we can start with just a couple of clicks to design the waste system, so to draw the pipes. And as you can see, by drawing the pipes, we are adding fittings and pipes to our project. Another thing that we can do is to add, for example, accessories. In this way, we are adding the pushing plate to our flushing system. We have a lot of pushing plates, we have a complete catalog of pushing plates, also design pushing plate. In this way, you can also add an aesthetical touch to your project, maybe for those interior design that need to provide a render of the bathroom to their clients. Speaking about the setting, we are now going to see another video. We are still in Revit environment. We have 4 views this time. We have a plan view schematic, a plan view detailed, a 3D view, and in the bottom right you can see a 4th view, which is the schedule of the material, because for Revit also the list of the material is a view. So now we will see that simply by drawing a 2-dimensional line in the schematic view, we are adding pipes and fittings to our project. This thanks to the routing preferences that we have already preset for you in our families to optimize the way that you can design your system. And differently from a vectorial software, where when you draw a line, you simply draw a 2-dimensional line without any kind of information, in a BIM software, a parametric software, by changing parameters, when you draw a line, you are drawing real item, real product. We are doing the same now from the spigot band. As you can see, by simply drawing 2 lines, we are drawing fittings, pipes, and everything. As you can see, while we were drawing the pipes, in the schedule of the material, we have an update of all the items that we have inside our project. So with just a couple of clicks, we are adding real item, real product. But what do we have available for you in Revit? We have our entire range of waste systems. So we have our HDPE pipe, weldable HDPE pipe, and also all our push fit pipes for also acoustic application. And we have also the new entry, the black fire, which is our pipe for fire application. We have then the complete range of families of our water supply system. So we have our multi-layer pipe with all the fittings. So we have both brass fitting and also technopolymer fitting. Then we have, as we already seen in a couple of videos, our entire family of flushing system with all the accessories, so the pushing plates and also, for example, our area pour. Then we have a complete range of families of traps, standard traps for standard application, or even design traps, the same as for the pushing plates, to provide to interior designer the solution for their render. Then we have all the families of our siphonic drainage for the rainwater. So we have all the families to provide you also the Revit models of the entire system. And then finally we have a complete range of mounting frames for the bathroom. So we have frames for the ordinatory, we have frames for the wash basin, for the bidet, and so on. And news, we are finishing to develop also all our families for the heat recovery and ventilation system. So in the next months, I hope we will be able also to provide this solution for you. Where you can find all these models? Going in our website www.valsir.it/software, you can see all our solution and reaching the page with our Revit families, or you can use also the direct link valsir.it/BIM. Here you will see all our product divided by product line, and by clicking on one of them it will open a pop-up with all the files that you can download. The first thing that you can download is the manual on how to use our families. Is a really short and easy to understand manual in order to get the 100% of our families and know all the tricks and tweaks in order to optimize your system. You can also download the manual by scanning the QR code, so you will have the manual on your mobile devices. And then we have all the loadable family, the one with the extension RFA. The loadable families are, for example, accessories and fittings for the system, so those that you have to load one by one inside your project. Then we have the template file. In the template file you will find all the system families, like the pipes, and the settings. With settings we mean the optimization of the setting for drawing the system, like the routing preferences, but also schedules of materials. Because creating a schedule of material is a really long and time-consuming process, mostly if you want to create one schedule for the pipes. So in order to save this time for you, inside our template you will find three different schedules: one for the pipes, one for the fittings, and one for the accessories. So for today's webinar is everything. So let's just check if you ask any question. Oh, there are no questions. So thank you for watching this webinar, and if you missed something or if you want to review it, shortly it will be available on our social media channels, so our LinkedIn page, our Facebook page, and on our YouTube channel. So if you will have any question, you can contact us again, and I hope you find it interesting, and thank you for watching. See you next time.